Hey, hope you're well. So in last week's video, I took a look at the 2025 Domino and was surprised to find that you could swap the fence from the new 2025 Domino directly with my original 2006 version. Festool are very quick to point out that they don't actually recommend that anybody does this for reasons of calibration. I don't know what that means, so I thought I'd give it a try and see how it worked out. So I've got a piece of MDF here with a couple of lines on it on the face and down onto the edge. We'll just pop a quick clamp on that and then we'll try cutting a couple of mortises. Okay, 2006 Domino. Original fence, all set up on a narrow mortise. We can get this lined up on that pencil mark. You make the cut. And we can just swap that fence over. So that's the original fence coming off. And the new 2025 fence going onto my 2006 Domino. Setup again, same way, same sort of size and depth of plunge and everything. Absolutely bang on that pencil line. I'm just going to pop a couple of dominoes in there. Clamp that to the front of the bench. And I'm just going to run a little bit of blue tape. I posted a picture of this on Instagram with just pencil marks. I had people say, oh, you've got the pencil marks in the wrong place. So I'm just going to use some blue tape. I've mentioned this before. A bit of blue tape means there's a really clean line. So there's no possibility of any, is it on the line, is it off the line, or anything like that. I'm just going to do that. And then we can use a square to actually cut that tape away where it's on the edge up against the domino. Okay, so this is the 2006 Domino and fence. If I put a centering ruler on that, it's going to be a little bit hard to judge, to be honest, because you get a better idea as you move your head around slightly compared to the slight parallax on the camera. But that is pretty accurate to my eye. Possibly slightly pulling to the right a little bit, but when we look at the 2025 fence on the 2006 Domino, you can see that there's a bit more of a pull to the right. So the center line is on. The tape at the right hand side is close to the 10, and on the left hand side it's more like on the 9. So it's a hair off. I wouldn't want to live by the difference, as they say, but what does this matter in actual real life? Well, let's give it a try and find out. Okay, old Domino, new fence, narrow settings, a couple of boards with the usual 3 dominoes, 1 on the center line and 2 on the edges. We'll do the narrow slots in the front edge first. Sorry, I've got guide rails everywhere. I've got a guide rail video coming on. So narrow setting, pins at the edge. Move to the mid setting. And pop that little plastic foot on. I'm going to break the habit of a lifetime and do a narrow one on the first and a wider one on the other two. That's the Festool recommended way, apparently. I've always done wide slots, but let's try it. So, fence on, pins engaged. Wider setting. Let's grab some dominoes. 1, 2, 3. So you can see just at this side a very slight lip on there. Nice and flush all the way along as you'd expect, but it has misplaced that ever so slightly. Which is why whenever I do these, domino removal tool. Gift list video coming along soon, by the way. I always do all of these on the mid setting. And that way, you don't have any problem. You've still got the wiggle room that you need. And everything aligns perfectly and flush. So that's my take on it anyway. I don't think it's that big a deal. If you do want to swap your original 2006 or later fence for the brand new 2025, I think the asking price of around 350 quid might be off-putting to many people. There's no denying the benefit of the second row of pins. Incidentally, there's a great video that 10 Minute Workshop Plus member Anton forwarded to me on YouTube at the moment from the Domino product designer. Also spent 7 years working on the Festool CT6 table saw. It's on his personal channel. Not sure how long it's going to be there for, but I'll link it up down below. Well worth watching if you're at all interested in how the Domino came about, especially around the difference between the pins and the paddles and their logic and reasoning for why they were changed. Anyway, I hope that helps. Thanks so much for taking a look. I will call this one done. For now, any questions, pop them in the comments and I'll get to them as soon as I can and hopefully catch you in the next one. Right, take care.